Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. UFC 188 is here. We're going to preview the main card right now with Nick Kalikas, of course, from MMAOddsBreaker.com. Nick Kalikas opens lines, consults for numerous high-profile sportsbooks on MMA odds making, and also joining us over the phone from MMAOddsBreaker.com is MMA analyst Adam Martin. All right, guys, Fabricio Werdum and Cain Velasquez. Nick, you and I did an early preview of this fight last week, so we'll go right to you, Adam Martin. The big factor here, maybe the only factor, is the health of Velasquez, the layoff, and the health. Right now, he's minus 450 at 5 dimes. You know, I mean, if his knees and shoulders are in pieces, Werdum at plus 360 is great value. But if he's 100%, Velasquez at minus 450 is great value. What's your take on Velasquez's health here, Adam Martin?
Yeah, well, he's been out for almost 2 years now, so that's a huge red flag. I mean, anytime a guy's out for that long, especially someone who's going to be fighting someone like Fabricio Werdum, that's a huge concern. And Fabricio Werdum is no joke. The guy is improved significantly. He's a dangerous striker. We already know he's good in the ground, but now he's improved his striking. So he's just one of these guys that I think can beat anyone in the heavyweight division on any given day. But having said that, Cain Velasquez just, when he was fighting, when he was healthy, he was the most dominant heavyweight we've ever seen, and maybe ever. I mean, the guy was just incredible. Just cardio freak, crazy knockout power, good everywhere. The last 2 fights with Junior Dos Santos, just 2 of the biggest beatdowns you'll ever see in MMA. I am concerned with the layoff, obviously, but I can't go for Werdum. I have to go with Cain Velasquez.
Wow.
I really think he gets the job done here. And honestly, I think the better way to attack this fight is to go for a prop, and you go with Cain Velasquez by knockout at minus 110. 11 of his 13 wins are by knockout. Fabricio Werdum, he's a tough guy, but 5 rounds, Cain's going to pour the offense on him. I think you go with Cain by knockout here for the best value. All
right, so you're not concerned at all about Velasquez's health then? You think he's going to come in basically 100%?
I mean, he's been out for a long time for sure, but he's canceled fights in the past. I don't think he would be fighting if he wasn't 100% healthy. He's already did that once when he fought Junior the first time, and he got knocked out. You learn from that. The UFC's they've invested a lot in this guy. If he wasn't 100% healthy, he wouldn't be fighting this weekend. I really think he's going to be fine. I was thinking about Werdum for a while, but I can't go with him. I really like Cain here. I really, really believe he gets a knockout.
There you go. Adam Martin has a pretty clear opinion on this one. A believer in Cain Velasquez and likes him by knockout. Nick Kalikas, since we looked at this fight last week, the lines haven't moved at all. Velasquez still minus 450. Has there not been much action so far between then and now?
Nothing big. I mean, just trickles, coming in both ways. So nothing significant enough to actually, move the action. But as you know, I mean, especially on fight day, the limits at most sports books are increased significantly, and some of the heavier bettors, some sharp action comes in on fight day as well. So we will see some movement, guaranteed.
Right. Well, Adam's assuming that if Cain fights, he's 100% or let's say 98.5%. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I think so too. I think, they're smart enough. Like you said, they invested a ton of money into Cain right now. I mean, he's ultra popular. And once you get the title, that's why we're seeing fighters not fight as often. Because once you have that crown, I mean, with the money, with the advertising, everything that comes with it, the sponsorship, you don't want to go into a fight and not be 100% because there's too much risk actually losing that title. So I think that's why you see a lot of times as a fighter's progressing in his career, kind of moving up the ladder, he's going to take more fights even if he's injured because he needs that extra income and he needs to get up, to work his way up the ladder. So it's hard to turn down fights. But once you have that gold around your waist, look at Pettis, look at all these other injuries that have happened recently, including Cain. I think they're a little bit, it's easier to say, you know what, I'm not 100%, I'm not going to take this fight because there's more to lose. If he loses this fight, I mean, his stock obviously drops quite a bit. The sponsors aren't going to be as pro. I mean, for somebody like Cain, he's ultra popular, so that's not going to have as much of an impact, especially if he rebounds quickly. But it does have an impact on most people. So that's why I think you see fighters a lot of times, once they get that gold, be a little bit more conservative as far as injuries go. So, yeah, I believe that if he is taking this fight, he's probably close to 100%.
All right. And do you anticipate that the public is going to wind up coming in big on Velasquez, or do you think it'll be pretty balanced as far as public action is concerned?
Werdum is going to get that respect. Like I said, it's hard to argue, I mean, his improvements, especially where he needed the most, which was a stand-up game. So I think he's always going to have respect because everybody knows he's been a talented heavyweight for many years now. And at that price, when you have a talented heavyweight, it's hard not to draw some dog action. So I do believe we're going to see some straight action coming in on Werdum, and we're going to also see, though, all the parlay bettors are going to be on the other side too. Even some straight bettors are going to not hesitate to lay that price on Cain because it's within range. I mean, some people don't mind laying 4 or 5 to 1 in a fight if they think it's an easy fight. So we're going to see some straight action on Cain. We're going to see, I think, a little bit more straight action on Werdum, and then of course the parlays are going to even it out. So I think it's probably going to be a very close fight. Some sports books are probably going to need Werdum. Some will probably need Cain. Okay,
interesting. Go back to Adam Martin. You're liking Velasquez by knockout at -110, or do you like that? Or what about maybe just to play it safe, just take inside the distance? I think I saw about -180 before, just in case something happens to Velasquez, just in case he comes in and he does have some health issues. You'd prefer Velasquez by knockout than just taking the fight inside the distance?
Yeah, you could definitely do that too. I'm looking at that prop right now. It's -195. Okay. Obviously, the limits on props are lower, but you know, for me, I don't like laying juice on heavyweight. That's why I'm passing on the money line. Like -450, Nick's right. It is in range for some bettors, but for me personally, on a heavyweight fight, I don't lay that kind of juice, so I'm going to pass. But like I said, I think if you just go with the knockout prop at a pick'em price, I mean, that to me, Cain by knockout is the most likely outcome for this fight. So I'm very surprised that line is so low on that prop. Again, it's a lower limit, but you know, it's a nice way to make a little bit extra cash, I think.
Sure.
But yeah, you could go with the fight ends inside the distance. This is a 25-minute fight, guys, and these guys both have extreme amount of knockout power. Both guys have been knocked out before. Both guys, I believe, have submission ability as well. I just can't see this fight going full 5 rounds. So if you want to play it safe, like you said, maybe Werdum does get a knockout. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked by that. Like, how could you be, really? So maybe you could go with that. But for me personally, I mean, I do like him Cain by knockout. I'm pretty confident in it. And maybe you hedge out with Werdum inside the distance as well, something like that. But for me, that's the best value of any of the props available. I wouldn't touch the total 2.5. It's kind of one of those iffy ones. It probably goes under. I think it probably does go under, but it might go over. I wouldn't be shocked if Cain won in like the 4th or 5th round by ground and pound from punches from mount position or something. I really believe in Cain here, guys, and I do think he gets a TKO finish.
Great analysis, Adam Martin. I think we got it. Thanks, guys.